Hi everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs, and I'm so happy to have all of you here tonight for Stampin' Chat Live. Tonight we're going to be playing with the new Master Layouts 2 die set and also the Master Layouts 1 die set. And I'm going to show you some ways to mix and match them together to create some really fun card layouts. Little bit of housekeeping. I just wanted to let you guys know, maybe I'll wait on this till everybody gets here because people are still coming in, but I wanted to talk a little bit about our shipping right now because it is a little delayed due to the overwhelming amount of orders that we had for our new release. So I want to tell you about that, but I'll tell you a little bit later. So tonight, let's see here. I do have something to talk about. I was paging through some of just some notes and stuff that I had, and I love this website called Brave Girls Club, and I found a little quote that was by the Brave Girls Club, and I think it just really fits. Today was a hard day, and I don't know if you guys are just experiencing these hard days for just no reason at all. Your day isn't any different. It's been the same day after day after day since March, and you just sometimes the days are harder than others. So I saw this quote, sometimes life is hard. Sometimes it's just hard. Some days are just rough. And sometimes you just have to cry before you can move forward. And you know what? All of that is okay. And I thought about that and I thought, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not like the end of the world if you're having a bad day. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. It's a bad day. So I do have just a little tiny quote for the end of the show for you guys tonight, but I think it's time that we get started with some of our projects. So I wanted to tell you tonight, I'm going to be using some pattern paper. A lot of you have asked if I would use pattern paper in some of the cards because you have some of our pattern paper packs. And I thought pattern paper would be a great way to show you how to use these dies in different combinations and to be able to do it quickly because pattern paper, you cut it and it's ready to go. You don't have to design it yourself. Of course, if you don't have pattern paper, you can certainly use some of your favorite small stamps and create your own. Or you can look through your collection and see what you have. You don't have to have exactly what I have to make these cards. This is just kind of showing you how versatile these dies are. Okay, so I want to show you first the Master Layouts 1 die set. Now this die set, this is a big die set. It's got two very big, let me see here. I'm going to move this and I am going to just zoom out a little bit. So Tom, I don't know if I'll be zooming out the front camera too. I don't mean to, certainly, but okay. You'll have to check that before we go back to the front shot. I might be 40 miles away. All right, so these are the two biggest dies in the Master Layouts die set number 1. And this one measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And this is one of my favorite layouts. You will see this layout in so many of my cards, in my older YouTube videos, and in a lot of the lives. Absolutely one of my favorite layouts. So this is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then the other layer is the bigger layer, and it's 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/8 of an inch. And what that actually does is it gives you a 1/16 of an inch tiny little shadow layer around the edge. And that's the one that a lot of us have trouble cutting. It doesn't always look even. So this really makes it easy. Now, also in the Master Layouts 1 die set, you get these two pieces, and these are really fun. This is a strip that can go across the center. Let me move this out of the way. Across the center of your card like that. It can also go down the side of your card like that. It could go in the middle of your card. It can go down near the bottom for a greeting if you want to have something big up here. There's so many different ways to use it. You can cut 2 and have one up here and one down here, and then maybe an oval in the center. So lots of ways to use this. And this is the die that creates the shadow layer behind it. When they're cut out, they look like this. So I'm going to show you because I cut a couple here ahead of time just to show you. So let's get a little white piece of cardstock just because it's kind of hard to see the black behind it. So this is going to look just like that when it's put together. So it's perfect matting every time, and you can cut these out. I recommend, like, if you have nothing, no mojo going and you don't know what to do, just cut out tons of these panels and have them ready to go. Then when you're ready to create and you're inspired, you're not wasting time. Now, the other two dies that come in this set is this oval and this lacy oval. It's a scalloped oval, but it's open. It's got a lacy look to it. So I will show you what that lacy oval looks like when it's cut. It's really very pretty. I love this because I remember the old scallops that we all used to use. They were very big. I like the delicateness of this. I think it's just beautiful. And then the plain oval just mats right in there perfectly. I can't really see it because I'm not right over it, but there you go. So it's a perfect mat. And then that looks beautiful in those cards where you are doing a strip across the center, and you can do the oval across the center of that. You can do it this way off to the side. So lots of different ways to use these. So that was the first set, the Master Layouts 1. Now, let me move this out of the way. Now the Master Layouts 2 is an extension of this. It's a beautiful set. And this one, some people were asking, were these the same size as these? They are not. This is another size that I use a lot. And it's 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And on this set, we did a little bit of stitching. So this way you have something a little bit different in your smaller ones. It's also a little bit easier to tell them apart. And then this is the shadow layer that goes behind it. It's 1/8 of an inch bigger, which gives you that 1/16 of an inch tiny little border. Of course, Sherry, there's going to be a Master Layouts 3 and a 4 and a 5. We have lots of them coming. So you're going to be able to mix and match all of them. Now this one, you can see it's a much bigger design than this one. This is made more for like being a focal image point right in the center of that card. And it's also stitched. So that gives you a beautiful focal frame. And then this one is the one that's 1/8 of an inch bigger. So that will go behind it. And I'm going to show you what these all look like actually cut out. And then we have these cute little flags. So these flags can be used for your strip sentiments. So if you have those big dies that say hello, and then you want to say, you know, you're a great friend, but in a little strip sentiment, you can have that big die cut word and then that little strip sentiment underneath. Or if you have a huge image, you may not want very much for a greeting. So then you could just do a little tiny strip sentiment, and we did them in 2 sizes for this set. So, you know, depending on how big the sentiment actually is, one of these may work for it. Okay, so those are the dies. Now I want to show them to you cut out because I did take some time to cut these out so that you can see how pretty they are. And then we'll get started with some cards. So this is the Master Layouts 2. We're doing one that we just looked at. And here's what it looks like all cut out together. I should put this on a lighter color cardstock so it's easier for you guys to see. So that's the way it looks out, the way it looks cut out. And you can see how nice everything lines up. And then this is the smaller panel that goes into the center. You can see how nice that looks. And then I cut out a bunch of the little flags. I have them just sitting in a dish. And you can see how cute they look and how clean they cut. So this is actually, I think, 2 of them. Yep, it's 2. They're stuck together. They do get stuck together sometimes because the stitching, they just jump into each other like little grooves. So you can see how cute those are. I don't know if we'll be doing a 5x7 one, Noreen. We're kind of sticking with A2 size for now, but down the line we might. That's not an impossibility. All right, I'm going to put this away and then I'll just show you this layout real quick. So this is the Master Layouts 1. So this one is not as decorative, but this is kind of that, you know, if you're getting ready to do ink blending or you're getting ready to do, you know, some big stamping project or a big background stamp, that is all cut out. Let me scooch up there a little bit. That's all cut out. You see what that looks like. And then here is that little belly band. Now, The one thing that I did with the belly band, I do want to let you know about this. When I do these strips that go across the center, a lot of times I don't leave borders on the sides. Because, you know, that is going to go right to the edge there like that. And so you really don't need the border. But if you center it, you can use it with the border. It'll still look very good. I have to just center it here. It's hard when you're not actually taping it, so you're trying to hold it in place. But, I mean, that would look just fine going across like that. If you're absolutely adamant about not wanting the border, just push it up over to the side and then just cut off that little excess. So, but the reason why I did it with the border instead is because I wanted you to be able to use it as a little belly band or a waistband going across your card. But I also wanted you to be able to do it like this. And I wanted you to be able to mix and match it like this. And I didn't want you to be stuck without a border around that. So it's easier to trim something off than it is to not have it there. And then, of course, you know, this can go in the center of your card, and then these cute little ovals can go together, and you can put that right in the center. This is a fantastic size for our wreath builder, because in our wreath builder, you can do this size cardstock. You just have to use the top and then flip it over and use the other side. And I have tons of videos on that, on why our wreath builder is so cool to make these A2 size cards. All right, so there are just a quick rundown of these 2 die sets. And now I think we should do a few cards using some autumn pattern paper and just some simple stamps. Now, I know I said I was going to try to use the new kit tonight, and we'll see if we get to it. But I really want to give you a couple of ideas, and so I really don't want to take a lot of time making the cards. I want these to be fast cards. Now, this pattern paper is from the Grateful Heart collection. So the Grateful Heart pattern paper pack has some beautiful autumn pattern papers in it. And this is all I have left from my pack. And I forgot to keep the cover sheet. So I'm just telling you, this is Grateful Heart. And we're going to do this. Okay, and then this is the Sun-Kissed Autumn paper pack, and I'm going to use this one too. I thought we could make a couple fun little fall cards together with these layouts. Now, I used my Gemini to cut out tons of these. I just had stacks of these that I used the Gemini for. And it was really nice because what I did was I have the big Gemini. So I laid that 8.5 by 11 plate down. And then I put a half a sheet of black and a half a sheet of white. And I cut the white pieces out and the black pieces out. So in one pass, I was able to cut the entire set of master layouts too in just one pass. So that was fun, but I'm going to use my Spellbinders machine today. And I want you guys to hear what the dies sound like going through, because I've seen a lot of comments saying, oh my gosh, I was scared because it sounded like it was cracking and I was afraid to use it in my machine. And I don't want you to be afraid. So I am going to just zoom out here, far out. Sorry if that was really fast, but I'm not using the slow fade. I use the fast fade. I just want to make sure that you guys can see everything that's going on here. Okay. So I have my Spellbinders Platinum machine. You can use any die cutting machine that cuts out anybody's wafer thin dies. So if you have a Spellbinders die, or you have a die from My Favorite Things, or you have a die from any company, our dies will work the same way that their dies do in these machines. Now, my plate is super curved here. And I know that there's tricks and tips to keep them not curved. But even with all the tips and tricks, you still sometimes get curving. It's okay. The only thing that you might find that happens after using the dies through several passes, as your die starts to curve a little bit, it might start to curve in the same shape as your plate. But don't worry about that. These are steel dies. You can't damage them. I mean, unless you actually bend it and folded it in half. Yeah, that would damage it. But a little bit of bending from the die cutting machine will not hurt the cut at all. Okay, so I'm going to pick a pattern paper here. Let's see. I'm going to use these pretty leaves. I really like this one. No, wait, let me see. Maybe I'll do these trees. I'm going to do these trees. These are really cute. Okay, and I'm going to just lay that down, and I'm going to cut a couple things with it so we can do a couple at a time. Yes, if you hear a cracking sound, you can turn the die. So what some people are saying is if you put your die in like this, which is straight and it's cracking, if you turn it a little bit on an angle, it won't make the cracking sound. Although I am not going to do that because I want to get two different panels out of this. So I'm going to cut the background panel with this one, and then I'm going to cut the smaller of the Master Layouts 1 die. So I'm using a Master Layouts 2 die, the double stitched one, the stitched one, and the Master Layouts 1, the skinny one. And I'm going to cut those first. And with these, you want to make sure if you're using pattern paper that you're not turning it on an angle, because then your paper will be on an angle. And it is going to make sound, and that's okay. You hear that? That's okay. It's going to make a big sound coming out the other end. There we go. But that's totally fine. That's what die cutting machines do. They make weird sounds when they're crunching everything out. And you can see there's got that tiny little stitched edge on the pattern paper, which is really cute. And Tom, if there's any questions out there, feel free to lay them on me. And there's the little strip. So I'm going to put that aside.
Do the two flag banners nest inside one?
They don't. They're made for separate uses. All right, so let's do a coordinating one. So you can see this has the same red in it that this does. So I'm going to cut this one now. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut this die and this die. And again, because this is a dot, you do want to have it straight. You don't want to have it all wonky in there. Okay. So that is straight. And if you feel more comfortable, you can always, tack these down with a little bit of purple tape. I'm just going to press on the plate and hope for the best. It'll be close enough. Oh, listen to all that cracking. These are exactly like any of our other dies, though, as far as the thickness of them. They work through any machine. All right. So there, I have two more of those. So I'm going to put those aside. Now we're going to bump up to a different set of dies. Let's see. I want to use this one, and I'm going to use, let's see. Ooh, look at that paper. Isn't that pretty? Should we do that one, or should we go with the other pattern paper here and do these fun pumpkins? Let's do the fun pumpkins.
They didn't hear my question about the banners.
Oh, they didn't hear the answer?
They heard the answer. They didn't hear the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the question was, do the banners, the two little banners from this set, do they nest together, these little guys? And I mean, I guess they can a little bit, but they're not meant to nest. So they're not going to be that perfect 1/8 of an inch around. Okay, so I'm going to cut one of these. And I don't know if I'm going to use this again later. So I'll cut another one. I'll cut one like that. All right. So it's just kind of fun to cut a whole bunch of these pattern papers and then mix and match them together for cards. So that is a very pretty little pumpkin thing there. Now let's see what we're going to use to coordinate with that one, because we have the rest of this set here. I think this one would look really good with that. So I'm going to cut this pattern paper. I'm going to cut a background for this. Okay. And then again, I'll cut one of these. I think I'll cut one of these. Can I cut them both? Ooh, that's going to be tight. Let's see if it works on a 6x6. I'm cutting both of the smaller stitch dies from the master layouts too. Oh, that's crunchy. Okay, but it worked. I think it worked. Maybe it didn't work. All right, so if that ever happens and it doesn't work, don't throw it away and be frustrated. Just cut it down with something smaller. You can save it and use it for something else. So we'll do that. I think I have another one of those. I really like this piece. And what's fun about this is you can cut it on either angle. I mean, you could cut it this way or you could cut it sideways. So let's see if we have one more like that in the collection. Of course, I'm just grabbing here leftover stuff. So I don't see another one of those. So we'll see what we can do. All right, let's stop there and we'll put together a couple of fun cards. And then we'll cut some more. All right. It is fun to have both sets, but either set is really a nice addition to your collection. Okay. So now I'm going to find some cardstock, but first I'm going to take this stitched one and I'm going to mount that onto the black one that I cut out. And you're going to be so excited about how easy it seems to layer these together and to get them straight. I don't know what it is, but when they're cut perfectly, they layer perfectly. It's just easier for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so there you go. Well, I'm pretty far away now. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so there we go. This is a pretty paper. And then, let's see. I think this one would be pretty with it. So I'm going to layer that together. That is a nice little embellishment piece. Okay, so I think that should go down the side like that. And then let's use one of these ovals. So we're going to stamp something nice on here. I have a couple sets that were designed to work with these ovals. And this is the Fancy Greetings. This was an incentive set a while back. And so a lot of you may have this one already, but it was designed actually to work with these ovals. You can see how nicely they fit on the oval. So I did two that fit, and then I added two little ones in here because I wanted to make sure we got a full stamp set. Same with this. This works with it. This is the Hearty Greetings. Love you with all my heart, and you are my happy place. And even this one, miss you so much. So any of those would actually work. You could even probably squeeze that one on there like that. So I'm going to use thank you because these are kind of autumny cards, and there's something about autumn that just brings out gratitude season. And I'm telling you, we have to kind of think that way because things are hard right now, but it's kind of hard to be mad and grateful at the same time. At least that's what I find. All right, so I'm going to line that up there. Ooh, my neighbor's cutting the grass. Do you hear him? Okay, and we're going to use the thank you so much greeting. Yes, the two paper packs that I used were Sun-Kissed Autumn and Grateful Heart. Is that what I said, Tom? I think so, Grateful Heart. All right, so I'm going to ink this up using the Gina K Designs Black Onyx ink, just straight ahead black. Now, if you really want to get autumny, you could switch your color palette to charcoal brown, which is really a great choice. But I had already cut out all the back panels, so I didn't want to have to start from scratch. Now, where did I put my, oh well, my microfiber cloth? I don't know where I put it. You know, the minute, oh, here it is. See, the minute you give up, that's when you find it. That really just helps me get better at, you know, rubbing my hand over it without it skidding because my skin is dry. All right, I'm going to clean that off. I don't know if Nancy is here with her granddaughter, Abby, but if you are, don't forget to PM me your address. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere these two panels together. And then let's do something really cute with a little bit of ribbon. Because doesn't fall also feel like a great time to use ribbon on cards? It's almost like ribbon is like a little scarf around the neck. And in the summer, I don't really feel much like using that. But in the winter and the fall, I just feel like, oh, a little ribbon would be nice. So I'm going to grab a card base. I have a white card base here. And I'm going to lay that together like that. And then this is going to go right here. But let's do a little belly band of some gingham ribbon. So this is the ThermoWeb black and white fancy ribbon. I'm just going to cut a little bit here, and we'll go right across the center of this panel before we adhere it. All right, so that's going to go across the center. And I'm going to add a little bit of tape on the back and just flip over those tails. I always like to look at it when I do the other tail to make sure it looks straight. Okay. And then I'm going to add some tape to the back of this. And I always put a little bit of tape on the ribbon so the tails don't escape. And that's going right in the center. So we've got, wow, that guy's really loud. Is that coming through on the live? Is lawn mowing? Sorry. All right, and then I'm going to put that there. I'm going to tape that directly onto the card. Maybe you could mow our lawn. All right. And then I think I'm going to adhere this using some foam squares just to kind of pop it up a little bit. So we will do that. And for an oval, I like to use 4, just 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Okay. Alrighty. I'm finally letting my nails grow, so I have some nails. It's easier for the foam squares. I'm going to put that right. See, the way I'm going to line this up is I want to leave about the same amount of ribbon on this side as that side. That's appealing to my eye. So I'm going to do that. And there is a super fast little card. Isn't that fast and easy? And it's a tent fold. So that is just using pattern paper and 1 stamp. So that's quick and easy. And if you, like I said, if you have nothing to do and you just aren't sure what you want to make, just cut out a bunch of panels, mix them and match them. No, this one doesn't cost any additional postage. I did see that comment go by. This one really wouldn't. What I do is when I send them, I just take a 1/4 sheet of cardstock and I put it right on the front. And then I slip it in the envelope. This way, there's nothing to kind of catch when it goes through the machine. But if you get too many embellishments, sequins, rhinestones, maybe a bow, then you're going to have to do the machinable kind. But that's a really quick card. Okay, I'm going to put this aside because we're going to keep going here. So let's see what we can do with this pumpkin. So I'm going to use this. All right. So these are both the same. And we're going to use this as a design here, okay? Let's go with, I'm going to need 2 of these black panels. So these are from Master Layouts 2. These are the ones that have the little bit of stitching. So we're going to just go ahead and tape those together. I like the black background on this pumpkin one. And, you know, I'm not a big Halloween person. I don't do a lot of Halloween cards, although I probably would have if, you know, I had little kids. I'd probably do, you know, little Halloween cards for school and for treats and stuff. But I don't do a lot of Halloween cards, but I do like autumny cards. Autumn is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to get let's see what color card base we could use for this. I'm going to look at this. This is honey mustard. I feel like this would be a really pretty color to go together with this. Don't you think? Look at the horrible way I folded that. Let me get that out of here. Let's get another one and see if I folded it any better. Must have been in a very bad folding state of mind when I did these. Okay, so this one's going to go up here, and this one's going to go down here. And I'm going to just space out the borders on these two sides and the borders on these two sides. So I'm going to tape these directly onto the card. Maybe I'll add a little ribbon on this one. Should I do that? Yeah, let's do a little bit of ribbon, or we can do a cute little ribbon trick over here. Let's do that. Okay. Or even on the other side. So this is going to go up here. And then this one is going to go down here. But do you guys ever have these little scraps laying around? Like you cut something too big and then you have a piece like this? You don't have to get rid of that. Just fold that in half, put a little bit of tape on it, and fold it in half so it sticks together. And then we could do like a little embellishment there, or even something up here, like that. We can do it down here, coming out. Let's do it on the
Sun-kissed autumn.
And grateful heart. I'll do that up here because I want to do another oval. I'm going to do an oval right here in the center. I don't know if I'm going to like that. Maybe I should do it off the oval. That's what I'll do. I like the way that looks. Okay, so we're going to tape this one down here. Make sure it's about even borders, like that. Okay. And then we'll stamp another greeting. So let's grab the Misty and we'll get this one down there. Now, of course, if you have any of our shape dies, the circles, the ovals, the squares, the rectangles, you can mix them in with all of that as well. So let's make this one a birthday card. I'm sure I have somebody in my family with an autumn birthday. You know who that is? Rena. Rena has an autumn birthday. She's our autumn baby. Okay, I might move that up just a hair. No. Oh my gosh, I'm lamenting over something that nobody's even going to see. Do you guys do that too? You just flip out over it and keep looking at it. All right, so we'll stamp this one. This will be a nice birthday card. And again, I'm going to use my microfiber cloth. I'm going to stamp that one more time. That's why it's good to tape it down because it's not going to move. I'll just get that a little bit better. Some of these stamps, I admit it, I don't always clean them. And then I put them back and they're just a little crusty and they need to be kind of like, you know, reactivated with ink. And the first stamping isn't always the best. All right, so, okay, we'll put that together. That is so cute. Birthday wishes. So I will tape these two together. Okay, there we go. And then that will go right there. But we'll add this cute little piece of ribbon under there. So what I'm going to do is I can see where that's going to be. So I'm going to just put a little tape there and I'm going to tape that down. Move it up just a hair. Okay, so I'm going to tape that down. Then I'm going to use some foam squares on the back. So you can see, I mean, already we have different card layouts with just a couple of dies. 2 different layouts. There's so many, I'll never get to all of them. So many different options. We're going to try to do as many as we can. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's fun to just grab a pack of pattern paper and play. Put that right there. Go over just a hair. Okay. There we go. Birthday wishes for you. So there's our first 2. Yes, thank you, Jill. Shipping delays. Okay, so now that we've got lots of people in here, I just want to tell you that we really appreciate it, guys. You really were very supportive, just like you always are. And this month, our release was really, really busy. And we are working as fast as we can. We're there just about every day. We're there 5 days a week. And then sometimes Tom and I go in on the weekends. And we are shipping as many things as we possibly can as quickly as possible. But we are at about 10 to 14 business days for shipping. Now, I know some of you placed your order on the first night or on the first 2 nights, and you think, well, I'm really far ahead. But I have to tell you that we got, I forget what it was, like 1,500 orders the first night. And our staff can do, like on a crazy busy day, they can get 250 to 300 orders out. That's like a record. But normally, they get about 200 orders a day out. So you can see that even if somebody placed an order on the very first night, it might be 7 business days behind. So that means 5 business days, then you skip Saturday and Sunday and 2 days into the next week. So I just wanted to let you guys know that so that you're not thinking that we are slacking. We just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that we are trying as quickly as possible, and we promise your orders will all go out. Okay, so yes, for those of you that are just joining us, we are playing with the new Master Layouts 1 and 2, and we're mixing and matching the components together. So this one has Master Layouts 2, Master Layouts 1, Master Layouts 1. This one has Master Layouts 2, Master Layouts 2, and Master Layouts 1. So we're mixing and matching. And I'll take really good pictures of all of these, and I'll make sure that we get these posted in our Facebook group. Okay, so sure, yeah. So just quickly, this is Master Layouts 1. This has 2 big dies. It has 2 thinner dies that can be used either across the center of the card or as an element on the side. And then it's got a scalloped oval and a regular oval. Master Layouts 2 has 2 big dies. One is stitched. These are smaller than these, so they're not the same size. They're different. And it's got a bigger rectangle, so you have a nice big focal layer. And then it's got these 2 little flags. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, just because you can watch it in the replay, and I give all the measurements and everything. Okay, so let's do something else here. Let me look at these patterns. These are really fun. This is pretty, huh? That'll make a pretty card. And then something simple. No, let's make a really simple card. Let's go with this one and this one together. I like those together. Pardon me. Okay. Now, you can also mix and match some of these patterns together. For example, let's find one. If you had this is from, which one is this from, Tom? Autumn Splendor?
Yes.
What is it? Oh, Sun-Kissed Autumn. Sun-Kissed Autumn. And then this is from Grateful Heart, but they would look really pretty together. Should I do these 2 together? I could do these 2 together, and then I'll do something with that. We have time. All right, so let me get my die cutting machine back again. All right, I'm gonna turn this whole thing, and I'm gonna back up so you guys, whoop, there we go. Sorry for the fast backup, but It's easier to do it that way. Okay, plates. So again, if you're cutting these out, you can cut on an angle for like white cardstock, things like that. But if you are, if you are making a card and you're using pattern paper, you definitely don't want to do that. You want to keep it straight up and down because you've got a pattern here. So I'm trying to decide, should this go on the banner or should this be the banner? Boy, I don't know. Let's see. This size here, this is the 3.5 by 4 3/4. Yep, the papers do have a little bit of a shine to them. All right, I think we'll go with this. Oh boy, I don't know. No, let's go with this. I have a hard time making these kinds of decisions. I think a bigger piece of plain might be a little bit easier on the eyes. All right, so here we go. And it's going to crack, and it's okay. It's okay if it cracks. I think pattern papers are awesome, especially like when you're mass producing, you want to send a lot of Thanksgiving cards or Christmas cards to add pattern papers into the mix. Okay, so that's cut out with that. You can see the little stitched line, that cut out with the stitched line. And when you look at it up close in real life, you can really see the stitched line. I'm sure it's not as easy to see it this way. Okay, and then we'll use this cute little one. I know I have a little strip of the other one, but it's going in the wrong direction. So I'm going to use this. We'll get those trees in there. They're so cute. I want to make sure I get some of those rust color or brick colored trees. Now, if you're worried, this purple tape is really, really good for this kind of thing because it's a light tack. It'll hold things in place, but it won't tear the paper, which I really like. Okay. So this is going to make a cracky sound too, and that's okay. And for those of you that are wondering if you can use this with the Gemini, you certainly can. Any die cutting machine that you use with any of your dies will work with these dies. Okay, so there's the trees. I could have centered that better, but we'll have fun with it anyway. Okay. I'll just put this aside because I can still get another strip out of that. So I'll save that for later. And let's see, what else do I need? I think that's going to be it for this card. I feel like I really want to do some ribbon on this one too, but it might drown out all of that pretty cutting that we just did or all that pretty pattern. Okay, so I have a black piece here that I'm going to mount together because I already pre-cut these from the master layouts too. All right, pre-cut those. And then this is going to go here. There we go. And I'm going to grab one of these black pieces for this piece and get those together. Okay, now I'm really far away again. See, you got to remind me. Yep, a cuddle bug will work too. I've had a cuddle bug for years, and it works beautifully with our dies. No problem there. The reason why I stopped using the cuddle bug is because they stopped making the cuddle bug. And so a lot of times when people see, a newer stamper clicks on a new video and they want to know what I'm using because they kind of like what they see and they want to do the same thing, it's hard when they can't get what they see me using. So I try to use things that are available. Makes it easier. Okay, I'm going to do another white card base because I really like the way this dark, vibrant pattern paper looks up against a white card base. I organized all my cardstock and everything that was big enough, I cut and folded into a card base so I have them all ready to grab and go. Okay, and now this one is going to go here, right in the middle. These are such simple cards, but so fun. Okay. And then we can do an oval in the center here. Then I'm going to do one with a flag after this. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Let's get a greeting that we want to use. How about love you with all my heart? I'm going to use that one because I haven't used that one yet. Just shot my nose ring across the room. It's on the floor somewhere. Yes, I have a nose ring. No, I'm not a wild person. I just thought it was really cute, little sparkle. But now it is somewhere on my craft room floor. That's the problem. If you itch your nose with a nose ring, sometimes it just shoots right out. Okay, I gotta turn this just a little bit and make sure it's straight. You know what would be really cute too on this would be a circle die, but I'm gonna use the oval because we're sticking with these. Okay, and then I'm gonna stamp this one in black again. So this is like a card every 15 minutes. This is a really simple way to get some cards made. And they're really simple. Now, it would be nice to add some embellishments if you like that. You can add rhinestones or sequins to jazz them up even more. But if you don't have time for that, these are still really pretty cards just the way they are. And really, the prettiness comes from the pattern paper. It's not, you know, it's all kind of built in for you. And we have a lot of pattern paper options in our store. So you can check out what we have. We have some beautiful Christmas packs too. And just simple patterns that are really nice for card making. Simple pastels and bright colors and things like that. So check it out. All right, so this one will go right here, like that. That's pretty simple. Should I pop it? Yeah, let's pop it up. So I don't know if I told you, but I crushed my ThermoWeb foam square box. So now my foam squares are just loose and flying all over the place. I love the little box because it has a little delivery system where they come out one at a time, but it won't work if you step on it. So make sure that you don't step on it. That's not a good thing. Yeah, the other night I just sat with my Gemini because I have a Gemini and that's an electric cutter, not an electronic cutter, not like a Cricut or a scan and cut. It's just electric. So it kind of feeds through and you don't have to crank. It's very nice. And I just sat on my living room floor and watched TV. Here's that card. Watched TV and I played. I just put dies through. So look, we have 3 so far. Isn't that fun? 3 different autumn cards. Okay, so now let's do one that's a little bit different. We're going to use the flag design, and I'm actually going to pick through my little box of tricks. So if you guys haven't seen this, I have, let me see if I can zoom out again a little bit here. Whoop, there we go. So I have this box of all kinds of die cut pieces and snowmen and things that I've made and that I've made extras of. You guys have seen me. I'll you know, I make flowers and I don't cut them and then I cut them later when I don't know what to do. So we're going to use some stuff out of here, some of these die cut words. And then we're going to just use some papers that will go with that. So let's see what we have that will go with that. This is a really cute paper, but it's not really the right red for the reds that I have here. That doesn't really match very well, but we can use a white die cut. We can do hello. Let's do that. And then we'll use a darker paper. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, look at that cool one. Let's use that. And hello. And then what will we put with that? Should we put a leaf with that? Think that would look good? Or a tree? We could do a tree. I'm just finding things that I think might match with that a little bit in my collection here of things. I'm just going through. I kind of like that leaf. That might be really pretty on the card. But I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I'm digging this paper. I do like the paper, but we've got so many other things. Now, here's one that could be really fun for like a young girl's birthday. Nice and bright. And then maybe we can find some flowers that would work. I don't know. See, when it comes to this kind of thing, you really just have to, I always kind of start, ooh, look how cute that is with the purple. Should we do that? Let's do that. All right, we're going to do that. Okay. So this is going to be our background piece, and it's got the right purple in here. And this is a tree from one of our ThermoWeb stamp sets. It's a stamp and stencil, so you can see it's actually glittery. I use the purple Glitz glitter gel. So this will be fun. And then we're going to use the hello die, and we'll see what we can find to do a little strip sentiment with it. I don't know what we'll find, but we're going to make it work. Okay, so this one, I'm going to need the die cutting machine again. I think I'm going to do this one in the bigger, the Master Layouts one. Okay, let me find my plates. Where did I throw those? Here's my plate. All right, so I will grab these. You just have to look at and make sure you pick the right one. So this is the black background one that I'm going to use for the black background. You can use any color background. And this is the smaller one. So I'm going to use this. This is going to be a very bright, fun card. Okay, hear all that cracks? It's okay. That's okay too. All right. So I'm going to use this. And then I think I'm going to go with regular white cardstock for the stitched one. So I already have that piece cut out. So I'll move this out of the way and we will make a card. I'm telling you, I really I get very inspired just kind of doing these things off the cuff, not really planning because I don't know, it feels like more creative. All right, so those two pieces are going to go together, and I'm looking at these colors in here, and I am feeling like apple mint might work. I don't know why. I just looked at it and thought, would apple mint work? So let's see. What do you guys think? Do you think apple mint works, or is that too, ugh? Maybe that's too bright. Okay, I'm not even gonna stay there because I'm a little nauseous from apple mint. So since it's got so much brightness and vibrancy, I think I'll go with white. You guys will like this better, right? That's cuter. Yes. Whew. Okay. Okay, I saw a question. Why do I always balance what? What was that question? Flew by so fast. All right. Yeah, the apple mint nausea. I agree. Hey, you got to try stuff though, right? Why do I always balance the mat under the cardstock? Why do you always use the balance mat? The balance mat. Do you think that this like a yoga mat or something? This is not that. This is actually just shelf liner. And I do this because when I make videos, it doesn't glare at all. So that's why I use it. It's just a nice plain gray color. Yeah, everybody's like still recovering from the nausea from seeing the the apple mint. Okay, so I'm gonna layer these two together. These are pieces from Master Layouts 1. Okay, and we'll get that nice and placed. There we go. Okay. Did I even do that right? Well, the good thing is with our cardstock and our tape is she meant the black. Oh, why do I always use black matte? I love it. I think black is absolutely, I have black, pounds and pounds of black. I think it just makes everything pop. I love the little black edge. It just brings it all out and it draws your eye to the color. So that's why I always do that. I don't think it'll be hard to find a card of mine that doesn't have black on it. All right, so there we go. That is that. Now, I think we should do a fun little ribbon thing on this too. Should we? Okay, so this, I don't have to stamp on this. So I'm going to automatically put that together like that. You know I'm dying to make a bow, right? Dying to make one of my crazy bows. This needs to go right in the center. And then I feel like the tree would go up there. And then this is not gonna stand out very well, is it? No. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Let me see if I have a different hello in here. Ooh, I know what we can do. Let's use this. And then we can do a strip sentiment. So we'll use the heart. We'll use heart. So I'm going to glue those together. And then let me find that little set real quick. I have this set in here. Here are my little mini sets, all organized. Heart. Love you with all of my. We're going to do that. So I have some Connect glue over here. And I am going to take these two hearts. I'm going to put something down because I am definitely going to make a mess here. So let me just put it on here. It's easier to see. So I'm going to put a few dots here. So these are only like a tiny bit of the layouts that you can do with these, but I definitely encourage you to go into the file section in our group because I have a document for the Master Layouts 1. And I have another one for Master Layouts 2 that I don't know if I posted that yet. I have it. It's on our website, so I can post that later tonight with these cards. So you guys can grab those documents. You can download them onto your computer and you can print them out on 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and you can keep them. They're good references and they will show you different things that you can do with these two die sets. Let me see if I have one more heart. I do not. I do not. Okay, so two will have to do it. And this glue, the Connect glue, goes on white, but it dries clear. So once it dries, you won't even see that. But let me just clean it up a little bit. Sometimes it just oozes out. I don't worry about it too much. This is another thing I usually do when I don't know what to do. I'll just make a bunch of these words. But of course, I didn't have a heart one ready to go. Okay, so by gluing two of them together, it makes it a little bit thicker, a little sturdier, and it looks a little bit more like an embellishment. And if you really want it to look like an embellishment, like one of those plastic words, you can just smash some Versamark powder on top of that, or Versamark ink on top of that, or our embossing ink, and then use clear powder and emboss it, and it will turn clear and shiny, and it will look kind of plasticky. Okay, so we'll put this down in the middle here. And then we'll put our tree here. This would be actually, if I hadn't used flowers, it would have been kind of a good masculine card. All right, and we'll put heart down here. And then we're going to use this little flag die, and we will stamp. And you can test them too, which is really cool. You can lay the flag dies down and you can say, ooh, does that fit? Yep, that looks pretty good. That's going to fit nicely. So we'll use that one. So I'm going to tape this right onto my card. Okay, so I never make 4 cards in one live video. It's kind of fun. The tree there. And then I'm going to glue this directly onto my card with the Connect glue. The Connect glue is really good for gluing cardstock, but let me tell you, when you glue your cardstock layers together, don't use too much or it gets warpy because you don't need that much. You need tiny little bits of this. Okay. And then we'll put this down here at the bottom. Like this. And then this little flag is going to go right across. Actually, I'll probably pull that up a little bit so it can slip right in there. Now maybe I'll put it right across the tree. Okay, let's stamp that. Shall I try to freehand it with a block? When I do that, what I like to do is I like to lay the greeting down and just let it kind of take its natural shape and then pick it up with the block. This way I know that I haven't bent it when I was putting it on there, and it should be pretty straight. We can test it first, not on a flag, to make sure it looks straight. Does that look straight? Let's try it again. Yep, that looks straight enough. And now where's the flag? Here it is. So I'll put the flag here. Wish me the best. I'm going in. Okay, I'm going to try to line it up in the little points. I don't know if that was straight or not. No, do another one. That's why I cut out so many. Because it's just cardstock. It's not a big deal. It's not like, you know, you bought these all pre-cut. There we go. All right, that'll be close enough. If I take a picture of it on an angle, you won't notice that it's not straight. Okay, and let's see. Should I pop it up or just tape it down? Maybe I'll pop it up with a little bit of something. Isn't that cute and fun? Yeah, thank you guys for blocking the trolls. We appreciate that. We can't always see them. They go by kind of fast, and sometimes you just catch it at the right time for us. So we appreciate that. So I have my gluey scissors, and they're actually glued, stuck. All right. So, oh, it's a little after 8. I'm going over tonight. It's because I'm making so many cards, and you're hanging in there with me. I love that. Thank you. You guys don't know how much we appreciate you. We absolutely love every minute of this with you. Okay. We'll put that right across there. There we go. How cute is that? Isn't that fun? All right, so we'll show them one more time. We got this layout. We have this sideways layout. We've got this layout. And we've got this layout. Okay, so I know we're going over, but I'm going to do one more thing because I want to add some ribbon there. So I've got to grab a spool. I know I have more. Okay. I have a brand new spool here. I hoard ribbon. Do you guys hoard ribbon? Got to use it sometime. I just have a lot of this because I really love it. Okay, this is the thermal web ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a big enough piece where it doesn't matter, because, you know, any pieces that are left over, I can either do a little knot or I can do little decorations like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little bow with my fingers. So I'm going to hold the tail with my pinky and my thumb, okay, like that. And I'm going to use these 2 fingers here as my loops. So I'm going to go around and around twice. See, I have 2 loops there. It's going to be a double loop bow. Okay. Then I'm going to go through my fingers here, through, like that. Now, I'm going to take this tail and this loop, and I'm going to go over the river and through the woods. So I'm going to go over the loop and then through the loop. So over, and then see what I'm doing here? I'm going over and then back under, through, like that. Okay? And then I'm going to pull that toward my elbow. Okay. Make those nice and tight. So now I have a beautiful double looped ribbon that I can't get off my fingers. There we go. I do have a YouTube video on 5 ways to make bows, and this is on that video. So if you go over to my YouTube channel and type in Gina K bows, that video will come up because it has gotten a lot of views. Okay, so I'm just spreading it out, and then I have the little tails here, and I'm going to use good sharp scissors to cut that on an angle and that on an angle. Okay, so now I have this cute little embellishment, and this would not be a card that I would send in the mail, but this is definitely something that you could hand deliver with a gift. So I put it on the side like that and just adhere it with a glue dot. So I think, do I have any glue dots? I don't know if I have any glue dots. So just for the purpose of getting it on the card right now, I'm going to use some of this adhesive and just really get it on the knot.
Use the tape.
I could use the tape. Oh, I could use the tape. Oh, I'm going to do this now. It's done. I'm going to press it down and then spread out those loops. There we go. So there's my little cute bow. Needs a little work, but you guys get it, right? All right. So I'll take a picture of that and all of these, and I will post them over in our Facebook group. So if you haven't been in our Facebook group, it's Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Come and join us. And I'll also post the 2 tip sheets of the different layouts that you can make with these die sets separately. And then you can use some of these ideas to mix and match them together. All right.
What's
So
the scoop on the incentive set?
the incentive set, the scoop on the incentive set. Somebody wants to know, like,
asking if we're going to back order those or.
Oh, they're not out of stock. They say out of stock because we don't want you to put it in your cart. It's just so that you can see what it looks like. What we do in our shipping department is we print out a big stack of orders, and then one person's job is to look at the total of every order. And if an order is $75 or more before any tax or shipping or anything, there wouldn't be shipping, but it would if it was international, there would be. So they look at that net total. Did you spend $75? If you did, they take an incentive set and they staple it right onto your invoice, and then it goes to the picking area. So you don't have to put that in your cart. It'll automatically ship, and it's not out of stock. We just don't let you put it in your cart. That's why it says out of stock. I wish we could change that, but I don't know how. And I'm scared of our website, so I don't want to change anything right now. But it is in stock. And we have, I think we have 2,000 more of them on the way. So we'll have a lot of them. All right. So today, hard day, but a fun night. Made some cards. I'm going to chill a little bit, maybe watch a movie and relax before I go to bed. But my final quote for tonight is for you. If all you did today was hold yourself together, I'm proud of you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry we went over, but we had a great time with you. We will be back on Monday night for Mix It Up Monday. We'll have something fun for you. I'm sure we're going to be using the new kit because I got to get my hands on that Lotus in one of our lives. So we will be using the new kit on Monday. Now, tomorrow night, I'm actually going live in the Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler group. They have a kit club. It's kind of like not really a kit. It's like a box, like a what do they call it? A procured box where they get little bits and pieces of all kinds of fun things. And it's a sampler. So you get to try a bunch of different things, little paper and ephemera and embellishments and stamps and all kinds of fun little things. Well, we are fortunate enough to be in that sampler this month. So we have a stamp set in there, and they invited me to come over on their group. It's a private group. but I think there's a possibility they might open it up to the public just for the night. So if they do, I will post that in our forum and you guys in our Facebook group, and you guys could come over and join me and see what's in the sampler and maybe watch me make a fun wreath card. In the meantime, if not, if I don't see you tomorrow night, I'll definitely see you on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I love you all. Ooh, let me get my thing here, Tom. I'm not going to forget this time. Let me set it up. All right, we need our end screen. There we go. Okay. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.